Money is not just printed paper. Money is the underlying source code that dictates the laws of physics inside the American simulation. The amount of digital digits sitting in your checking account determines what you eat, where you sleep, how much stress your nervous system absorbs, and ultimately, how much dignity the world affords you. Today, you are going to experience the 5 distinct tiers of this machine. You are going to walk through the exact psychological reality of every single income level in the United States. Take a deep breath. Adjust your seat. Tier 1 loads now. Level 1, $15,000 a year. You wake up at 6 in the morning. The air in the bedroom is damp and freezing because the landlord refuses to fix the heating unit. You are not alone in this apartment. You share a cramped, decaying, 2-bedroom space on the industrial outskirts of the city with 3 strangers you found on the internet. One of them plays video games at maximum volume until 3 in the morning. Another leaves piles of unwashed dishes in the sink for days. But you cannot complain. You have zero financial leverage. You put on your work uniform and walk out to the parking lot. You get into a 20-year-old sedan with a cracked windshield and a transmission that whines every time it shifts into 3rd gear. You drive to your job at a big-box retail store where you stand on concrete floors and sell your physical energy for $7.25 an hour. At this level, you do not live. You survive. Every trip to the grocery store is an exhausting exercise in extreme mental arithmetic. You walk down the aisles scanning only the bottom shelves. Your daily fuel consists of instant ramen noodles, cheap peanut butter, and processed white bread. Fresh berries or organic meat feel like forbidden luxury items belonging to another dimension. The true psychological torture of Tier 1 is not the bad food or the chaotic roommates. It is the absolute terrifying lack of a margin for error. You live in a state of perpetual low-grade panic, with cold mathematical certainty that a single unexpected event will completely destroy you. If your car tire blows out on the highway, or if you wake up with a toothache that requires a $300 dental procedure, you are officially insolvent. You are one bad Tuesday away from homelessness. You go to sleep exhausted, staring at the peeling paint on the ceiling, wondering how human beings survive this cycle for 50 years. Level 2, $45,000 a year. The simulation upgrades. You land an entry-level corporate coordinator role or a solid trade position. You are now earning the median personal income in the United States. The very first thing you do is pack your bags and leave the terrible roommates behind. You sign the lease on your own 1-bedroom apartment. It is small, the carpet is cheap gray polyester, and the view out the living room window is a brick wall. But the silence inside is intoxicating. You walk around in Sua's own space. You wash your own dishes. You feel like a sovereign adult. You upgrade your transportation. You walk into a local dealership and finance a used 2016 Honda Civic. It starts on the first turn of the key. The air conditioning works. It has Bluetooth. You roll down the windows and play your favorite playlist, feeling a sudden surge of pride. You tell yourself that you made it. You tell yourself that you escaped the bottom. But after 18 months, the novelty fades, and the cold reality of the median trap sets in. You sit down at your small kitchen table on a Sunday night and open your budgeting application. You look at the incoming cash and the outgoing demands. Rent takes $1,500. The car payment and full coverage insurance take $500. Utilities, groceries, gas, and basic student loan minimums swallow the rest. You stare at the final number rendering at the bottom of the screen. $42 left over. You realize the brutal hidden joke of Tier 2. You make exactly enough money to pay for the privilege of continuing to go to work. You're no longer drowning underwater, but you're treading water in the middle of a freezing ocean. You have the external illusion of stability, but you are still entirely dependent on the next direct deposit to survive the month. You swallow disrespect from your middle manager because losing this job means losing the quiet apartment and the reliable car. You upgraded the cell, but the door is still locked from the outside. Level 3. $100,000 a year. the mythical six-figure milestone. Growing up, society promised you that earning $100,000 a year meant crossing the finish line into pure, unadulterated wealth. You thought this number came with yachts and endless vacations. You get the promotion. The new contract is signed. Almost immediately, an invisible psychological parasite infects your mind. Economists call it lifestyle creep. You look around your simple one-bedroom apartment and suddenly decide it is beneath your new corporate status. You break the lease and move into a modern luxury high-rise downtown. It has floor-to-ceiling windows, a concierge desk, and a rooftop pool you will actually use twice a year. Your monthly rent doubles to $3,000. You look at your reliable Honda Civic. It suddenly feels embarrassing in the office parking garage. You convince yourself that a six-figure professional needs to project success. You walk into a German dealership and lease a brand new BMW 3 Series. The monthly payment is $800 plus premium fuel plus expensive synthetic oil maintenance. Your daily habits shift. You stop cooking entirely. After a long day of stressful corporate strategy meetings, you open your phone and order sushi on Uber Eats. $45 for a single meal delivered straight to your door. You start buying $15 cocktails at trendy downtown lounges on Friday nights just to complain about your workload with other stressed professionals. A year passes. You open your banking dashboard. You have $4,000 in total savings. You sit on your expensive designer sofa, feeling a bizarre, suffocating sense of cognitive dissonance. You're making more than double what you earned at Tier 2, yet your baseline financial anxiety is exactly the same. You are still living paycheck to paycheck, except now your survival expenses are wrapped in shiny leather and stainless steel. You did not buy your freedom. You just financed a much more expensive lifestyle to maintain. Level 4. $250,000 a year. You enter the upper echelons of the working class. You are now a senior software engineer at a major tech conglomerate, a specialized physician, or a high-ranking corporate director. At this level, traditional consumer prices lose their grip on your psyche. When you walk into a grocery store, you do not look at the price tags. You place organic grass-fed steaks, imported cheeses, and expensive wines into your cart without a single microsecond of hesitation. If your laptop breaks, you don't look for a repair shop. You order a top-of-the-line MacBook Pro on your phone while waiting at a red light. You take 2-week vacations to Tokyo or the Amalfi Coast, staying in 4-star boutique hotels. You have achieved absolute material comfort. The price you pay for this tier is not measured in dollars. It is measured in your vitality. You work 68 hours a week. Your calendar is a solid block of overlapping digital invitations. Your phone vibrates constantly with urgent emails from executives who expect a comprehensive response within 15 minutes. Even at 9 o'clock on a Saturday night, you suffer from chronic low-grade sleep deprivation. Your nervous system is permanently locked in fight or flight mode. To cope with the crushing weight of the corporate machine, you engage in revenge bedtime procrastination. At 2 in the morning, lying awake in your king-sized bed, you open the Amazon application and buy expensive gadgets, espresso machines, and luxury watches you do not need. You are desperately trying to buy back the joy and agency that your employer has systematically extracted from your daily existence. You have constructed a magnificent golden cage. The bars are made of pure prestige, but you are inside it for 12 hours a day, watching your youth evaporate into quarterly earnings reports. Level 5, $1 million a year. You enter the top 1%. You are no longer just a W-2 employee. You are an equity partner, a successful business founder, or a C-suite executive with massive stock incentives. At level 5, the fundamental physics of money transforms completely. At tiers 1 through 4, you used money to buy products and services. At tier 5, you use money to buy the ultimate human luxury, distance. You buy distance from friction. You do not wait in security lines at crowded commercial airport terminals. You fly private or utilize dedicated tarmac transfer services. You do not clean your house, wash your laundry, or assemble furniture. You employ a private assistant, a dedicated housekeeper, and a specialized CPA. Problems do not reach your desk. You pay elite professionals to intercept and vaporize obstacles before they ever enter your field of vision. You buy distance from noise. Your primary residence is tucked away behind a private security gate on a quiet wooded estate. When you step onto your terrace in the morning, you do not hear highway traffic, sirens, or stressed neighbors. You hear only the wind moving through the canopy. You sit there holding a glass of black coffee. There is no morning alarm scheduled on your phone. There is no manager on earth who can summon you into an office to question your output. If you decide to pack a bag today and spend the next 4 months hiking through the Swiss Alps, your asset ecosystem will continue to generate thousands of dollars while you sleep. You look back down the mountain at the millions of people trapped in tiers 1 through 4. You watch them fighting over parking spaces, panicking over grocery inflation, and sacrificing their mental stability to impress bosses who view them as replaceable spreadsheet entries. You realize the ultimate truth of the socioeconomic simulation. Wealth was never about the sports cars, the luxury watches, or the square footage of the penthouse. Those are just the shiny digital distractions engineered to keep the working class running on the hamster wheel. True wealth is sovereignty. It is the absolute, unconditional ownership of your own time on this earth. The simulation wants you to climb from level 1 to level 4, continuously inflating your lifestyle so you remain permanently dependent on the next payout. Your true objective is to hack the progression. Your mission is to live like Tier 2 while earning like Tier 4, capturing the massive capital difference and investing it into hard assets until you buy your way straight into Tier 5. Run the math. Guard your time. Beat the simulation.